Kicking the Saharan dust to the curb, so the skies are nice and blue again. We did have the heat advisory, but thankfully that's wrapping up as we head into the next 45 minutes or so. It's going to expire here at 7 o'clock. So we topped out in the middle 90s today. Currently we're sitting in the lower 90s here in Corpus Christi, and again, beautiful blue skies. You can't really see any clouds here on our satellite or even really into the rest of this evening. We will have a little bit of cloud cover closer to the coast and some places to our north, but generally very quiet weather with a couple areas of patchy fog, and that's about it. I stopped this here because we've been talking about the past couple of days some showers potentially coming into our northern counties and communities heading into tonight and tomorrow morning. That's from an outflow boundary or rain-cooled air pushing forward from a cold front to our north that's dissipating. I don't really think they're going to get into our northern counties anymore. It looks like we're not going to have very favorable conditions. They're going to kind of collapse on their way down here. Maybe you see a stray sprinkle up here in these areas, but generally I think we stay dry and very hot again tomorrow. 96 for our high with feels like temperatures up near that heat advisory criteria again. So very hot, very humid. Now we did have Tropical Storm Debbie form. This was previously Tropical Depression 4. It's to the southwest of Miami and passing a little ways to the west from Key West near the Dry Tortugas. So currently has 40-mile-per-hour winds moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. So it's moving into some of the warmest waters in the Atlantic, and in this area there's also just a low to moderate amount of wind shear, not enough to prevent development or further strengthening. So the Hurricane Center is forecasting this to strengthen into a hurricane by the time it makes landfall. We'll get to that forecast cone here in just a little bit. For us in the coastal bend, we are hot and humid as we have high pressure sitting on top of us pretty much this entire week. Here's that cold front that I mentioned giving us some showers potentially, or a couple sprinkles rather, heading into tomorrow morning. Now Debbie is forecast to continue northward into the Gulf of Mexico, and since it emerged a little bit further to the west of Key West than was previously thought by models yesterday, it's going to miss out on this big trough up here. What this trough would have done had it come a little bit further to the east, it could have come up a little sooner and gotten yanked out of here. This trough would have acted like a magnet. Instead, it's going to move a little bit slower, so landfall is more so late Monday morning into late to early Monday afternoon. So this forward motion as we get into Monday, it's also going to significantly slow down after landfall. And part of the reason, other than missing out on this trough here, is opposing high pressure. So this is the one that's keeping us hot all week to the tune of nearly triple digits by Wednesday. So very, very hot here in the coastal bend. As this kind of nudges its way to the east, you can kind of see the opposing and contradictory flow between these two areas of high pressure. So Debbie is still seeking out this avenue and to the northeast. However, the opposing flow here is going to kind of make it slow down on top of already missing out on that trough. So you can see it here just kind of meandering around the southeastern United States, even into Wednesday and even into Thursday when this thing is making landfall on Monday. So it is going to have a lot of rainfall over the southeastern United States, and it could potentially re-intensify once it gets back over the Atlantic, but even that is still a little up in the air. Now for rainfall, expecting a lot of rain over the Florida Peninsula and even over into the southeastern United States. For us, we are going to stay nice and dry here in the coastal bend. The peak storm surge forecast is unfortunately in a surge prone area, 4 to 7 feet. Otherwise, the Hurricane Center already issuing all of these watches and even some warnings with that hurricane making landfall at 75 miles per hour heading into Monday afternoon. Again, some uncertainty with that forecast. Here's what our forecast is looking like for tomorrow. Very hot and humid, 96 in the coastal bend. Then heading into the next several days, we only get hotter into Wednesday. Like I said, a lot of locations getting close to that triple digit mark.
Too bad we can't get a little rain out of that.
Yeah,
just a little rain. That would be nice.
We had our turn last week.
All right. Thanks so much, Chris.